Together with Earle Sports Bets, yeah, the twins, they be checking in, stacking up. Green is the scene that you're stepping in. Winning is a trend, and we stay making dollars. Nerd talk with the sports bet scholars. Yeah, it's R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies.
We are live. Welcome back to another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. My name is Nicholas Earle. I'm joined here as always by my brother Tim. And today it is a full baseball card, full baseball card for today. We are missing some lines, so I have 12 games typed up. We are missing. I think we have a couple 2-game series this weekend because I think Oakland plays San Fran. Oakland does not play today, and I think there's some spots like that. So it's not a complete full card, but we still got some baseball to go over. But before we get into today's games, we'll recap yesterday. Baseball was good for me. Everything else sucked. A big old goose egg on anything not named baseball. NFL, New England minus 2.5, full game over 34.5. I end up adding this over later in the day personally. I saw the world on the under, and sometimes the world's right. So that was annoying there. And then they give up the touchdown towards the end of the game to lose the minus 2.5. That was frustrating there. I dipped my toe back into some WNBA, and they greeted me with a baseball bat across the side of the head with 2 absolute blowout losers. Sky gets blown out, and so do the Sparks. So double loser there. And a double loser in the CFL. Ottawa team total under 23.5. They scored 21 in the first half. They ended up winning the game 31-29. And I lost the money line as well. That line I got the stamps early in the week at minus 137 on the money line, and that went all the way up to a minus 3, minus 3.5, minus 4s in some spots. Of course, I beat a massive line movement, and what does it mean? Absolutely nothing. If they lose outright on a last-second 51-yard field goal from Lewis Ward. So just an absolutely frustrating night. They go 3-2 in baseball, which easily could have been 4-1 or 4-0-1 or something along those lines. Detroit first 5 plus 115. I think I may have been the only person in the last 2 days to lose money betting the Detroit Tigers. I had them first 5 last game. I had them first 5 the game before. They lose the first 5 1-0. They win the full game 2-1. Both games. Just absolutely frustrating that they couldn't just give me a run in the first 5 innings. They gave up 1 hit in the first 5 innings, the Detroit Tigers. The only way the Mariners scored a run yesterday was because Alex Faedo couldn't throw a goddamn strike. He walked 4 batters in the first inning, and then that was all that the Mariners got yesterday. And I still lost the first 5 money line on the Detroit Tigers. Annoying there. Milwaukee Brewers plus 120 winner there. Devin Williams is nasty. That changeup, I was watching that 9th inning. He struck out Mookie, made him look bad on a changeup, and then got Ohtani to strike out on a high fastball. The way he just, 2 of the best hitters in baseball, sat him down like they were minor leaguers. It was crazy to watch what Devin Williams has done, which makes that bullpen look formidable. I mean, he's back. That pushes McGill into the 8th inning role. Like that really helps your bullpen if you're Milwaukee. And I mean, you're going to need your bullpen to show up when Freddie Peralta is supposed to be your best starter. And it's really been Tobias Myers this year. Loss on the Red Sox first 5 plus 120. They were up 1-0, gave up a 2-run home run in the bottom of the 4th, and then lost the first 5. Philly run line, blowout winner there. That was nice. And what a sweat that was. Minnesota, Texas first 5 under 4.5. It was 2-0 at the end of 1. It was 2-2 mid-2, and it finished 2-2 until I believe the 8th or 9th inning.
No, it went to extra innings.
Yeah, it went to extra innings, yeah. So the first 5 under 4.5 was a winner there to lock in a winning night in baseball, 3-2 up 1.20 units. The only problem is everything else, NFL, CFL, WNBA, went 0-6. So overall, 3-8 down 5.83 units from yesterday. Just a day that which is frustrating in everything other than baseball.
I mean, yesterday was a good day for the site. Well, it was a 2-in-1 day, so profitable, but profitable was good. We had one play in baseball, Philly run line, 13-3 winner. We had one play in the NFL, New England. If we didn't find the 2.5, probably would have left it off the card. It's not a big deal. Shit happens. And then the over in the Liberty game. I mentioned in my free pick video that I thought that the Liberty would score at least 100. I would hope we get enough from the Sparks. We got 68 from the Sparks. That was good enough for the over 164.5. So we end up going 2-1. Nice to see the WNBA back. I'm happy with that. I know you got blowout losers. I got one play in the WNBA today, which I did a free pick video on last night. But overall, 2-in-1 day. I will always take a profitable day on the site, for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Do you want to go say hi to the chat, and then we'll jump into the games?
Yeah, let's get into it. We have, there we go. Robert in the chat. Twins moneyline smash bot. They got the job done. I mean, I leaned. What do you call it? The Rangers in that game just because of the market move, and then I found out that they were a little bit of the sharp trap. So hey, I'm glad I stayed off the side in that game and bet the total. Paul Skeens is going to throw a no plus 100,000 versus the Mariners. They got one hit yesterday. I was kind of looking into that Pittsburgh game, and we'll get into it in a little bit. But is it just me? But Tim, this is probably one of our favorite types of plays. Feels like the most obvious under on the board, right?
Pittsburgh,
yeah, Kirby and Skeens, right? That game, people are going to expect to be 1-0. It's going to be 3-3 in the fourth. Like, plus, I think Paul Skeens is bet against right now, and we'll get into that in a little bit. We've noticed his velocity is ticking down and things along those lines. He's getting up there in innings. And if you think he regresses a little bit, I want to look at odds for one type of future real quick. Because it's one guy that I really like that I said in the beginning of the year could win this award. I want to see if I can find what his number is for this one here. If you like him to do that, there we go. Oh, wow. Never mind. Okay. I'm good. I saw this was at 5-1 earlier, like a couple weeks ago. Plus 105 now. Jackson Merrill to win the NL Rookie of the Year. Some money that I was high on heading into the season. Yeah, I'm not playing that at plus 105, though. So, yeah, there's that. What's good, though? What's good, Stop Gio? Happy Sean Manaea Day. Yeah, and I want to take a look at that line movement because I believe, that's going to be that game is not going to be a Marlin fade, Tim. That is going to be a cash cow play today because the Mets opened up at 205. It's now up to a 240. The line's above 8. This is a cash cow on the Mets run line today. This is not a Marlin fade. Go Birds. Yeah, that was frustrating. Stupid Eagles.
Give them the Super Bowl now.
Corbin Day. Yeah. That line's moved towards Corbin the Nationals. I was looking at that a little bit as well. That's going to be an interesting game to look at. I'm really excited to cap this MLB card because MLB is one of the only things I've been seeing clearly lately. The NFL last week started off well and it kind of dipped off. CFL has been a struggle all year. MLB has been very good for me. I look forward to capping this one. Angel Reese props, best rebounds is the best prop in the WNBA. There you go. What's good, Nicholas Handy? Why are these 2-game series on the weekend happening more lately? Can you experts explain to me? It's schedulers. It's the way the schedule makers make it. It's almost like when the Mets play the Yankees 2 games and they do them in the middle of the week. The Giants and Athletics were scheduled for the weekend, just like the Cardinals and the Royals were last weekend. And who else was it last weekend?
Cubs, White Sox last weekend.
Cubs, White Sox as well. 8-2 on the site. Better, yeah. It's been decent as of late. What's good? 446. Tuning in from work. Appreciate it, Nathan. They will pull Skeens early, Rob Cove. That'll never happen. Yeah, I don't see him unless he's throwing a Maddox. But the only problem is he strikes out too many batters, Skeens, in order to do that. So happy Patrick Corbin Day. The line's moved away from the Phillies there. So I don't know if that's a cow spot. And call me crazy. I think maybe Patrick Corbin over strikeouts. But if you guys are looking at maybe Patrick Corbin over strikeouts, or if you like DFS, or if you like daily or fantasy sports, or if you just want to have more books to try to shop around those player props and things along those lines, check out the link in the description down below, signupexpert.com. You can find whatever fantasy or sports books are available in your state or province, and they will tell you what the promos that they have for new signups and things along those lines. And if you sign up using that link in the description below, you're also supporting Earle Sports Bets as well, because we get a little bit of a kickback every single time you guys sign up with a new book or a new DFS site, things along those lines. If you want to support the Earle Sports Bets channel, as well as expanding out your books and fantasy sports as well. If you like those player props, I know a lot of people in our chat like player props, Tim. So that could be a good way for them to go down below and find different ways and different spots where you can get better lines and better numbers using signupexpert.com and find the books that you want. You ready for some baseball, Tim? Because we got some daytime baseball today.
Yes, we do.
Well, let's get into it here. Why is this not transitioning? There we go. We have the Chicago Cubs and the Toronto Blue Jays. The Cubs are on minus 115 favorites, total 10.5 in this game. Yariel Rodriguez and Kyle Hendricks is your pitching matchup here. This line opened up with the Chicago Cubs as minus 112 favorites. It's now a minus 113. This line opened up at a 10.5 at even money, and it's now a 9.5. So we've had a full run line movement down towards the under in this spot here, and we know how those games work when games move full run down. Generally, it is with what do you call it? It generally goes over the total, especially if the public's on the over and it drops a full run. It sounds so weird, but that's one thing I've noticed is that it just goes over. It's uncanny. 32% of tickets and 74% cash on the Blue Jays in this game. So they're expecting Yariel Rodriguez to pitch well because 35% of tickets, 69% of cash is on the under in this game. It's dropped a full run. I have no interest in this under here. That's one thing I will start with. Yariel Rodriguez has been good. 3.24 ERA, 1.14 whip, 8.64 strikeouts per nine, which is 23%. 3.78 walks per nine, or 244 BABIP, a 3.66 FIP, and a 4.39 Sierra. On the flip side, Kyle Hendricks, he's been okay. A 6 ERA, a 1.24 whip, 6.43 strikeouts per nine, which is 17%. 2.57 walks per nine, or 250 BABIP, a 5.84 FIP, and a 4.63 Sierra. The bullpen edge does go towards the Cubs, who have been one of the better bullpens in baseball the last 30 days. Hitting edge goes towards the Blue Jays, though, 110 WRC+, which is 13th against righties, compared to the Cubs, 84, which is 25th. Now, if this was against a lefty, the Cubs are hitting lefties phenomenally right now. They are not hitting righties particularly great, though. And where do we see the biggest edge in this game? I see the biggest edge with Yariel Rodriguez facing Kyle Hendricks and the Blue Jays bats against the Cubbies bats versus righties. And with the bullpen situation being as shifted as it is towards the Cubbies, I'm interested in the Jays early in this game. And you can get them around even money here for the first five compared to it's actually basically the same price, first five in full game for these Toronto Blue Jays. And I'm interested in the Blue Jays in the first 5 innings here is the way I'm going to look at this game. I'm going to look for Yariel Rodriguez to pitch good enough to cash me a first 5. And then I will look for the bats to give me a couple runs against Hendricks, which I don't think Hendricks will have that great of a start today. Blue Jays, first 5, plus 105 on that 365 is what I'm seeing at the moment.
I will say the Cubbies have been horrible when Hendricks pitches. They are 1-3 in his last 4 starts. That's at 2-6 in his last 8, 3-7 in his last 10. So they have not been winning games for him. That being said, it's the Toronto Blue Jays on the opposite side. And I don't feel like I need – although, let me say, the Toronto Blue Jays are coming off of a sweep against the Angels. Granted, it's the Angels. But they are traveling – oh, wait, they had yesterday off. Never mind. They are traveling across the country, but you know me with Blue Jay games, Nick. I don't bet Blue Jay games besides if there's a real reason to do so. I don't feel like there's a real do so today. Good luck to you with your Blue Jays pick. I'm going to be staying off the Blue Jay games. Just because it's an early game doesn't mean I have to bet it.
Fair enough. Blue Jays, first 5, plus 105. I'll get my day started off with that. And Blue Jays are always a first 5 only team for me. Their bullpen's arguably one of the worst in baseball.
There you go. Shout out to everyone. What up, fellas? Nice 1-0 day for Mr. Razor. Let's keep going today. I saw he had the under.
I was going to say I cashed on the first 5 variety of his bet yesterday. I had the first 5 under. When I saw he posted the video, my first guess was it was going to be Rangers money line, actually, because I saw the way the line was moving towards the Rangers with how bad they've been playing and how good the Twins have been playing and things like that. I was going to be like, oh, okay, the gambler's first glance has to be the Texas Rangers. The way that I know Razor thinks about games. The under makes sense, though, too. The under did make sense, too.
There you go. Morning, my guys. Morning, Fernando. Are the Cubs better than the Jays? Yes.
Yes.
It's not by much, but they are. Cubs need a win. Everybody needs a win. Everybody needs a win. I mean, yeah, I hate the angles that yeah, I mean, okay, maybe not every team needs a win, but no, every team needs a win. Why is the total at 10.5? Because the pitchers are garbage.
Wind blowing out. That tells me the wind's blowing out in Wrigley today.
Could be too. That's not a bad take either. Passed. That's fair. Jays. There we go. Jays getting mojo fixed. Jays getting mojo. Vladdy on fire. Hendricks is hittable.
Yeah.
Kind of is. But I'm not betting
1 second.
Cubs. Under 10.5. Okay, have fun. And shout out to Razor, who never loses. There you go. Let's hop over to the next game. As a bunch of people have already kind of talked about this one, the Washington Nationals and the Philadelphia Phillies. Phillies are minus 265 in this game with a total of 9.5. We get Patrick Corbin taking on Aaron Nola. Corbin Day. Corbin has been awful. Although they did win his last start 5-4 in extra innings, which was nice because I remember betting the Nationals that game in general. Although you look at the rest of his starts and they have the Nationals have won 2 out of his last 9 starts, and one of them was in extra innings. So one of them was not really even him. So I like fading Patrick Corbin. On the opposite side, you get Aaron Nola, which he hasn't been the same expected coming into the year. We go pull his stuff up. He allowed 3 earned runs in his last start, 4 earned runs in the previous start. Not to mention the Phillies have lost 5 straight of his starts, granted against Pittsburgh, Minnesota, New York, the Yankees, Dodgers, and Arizona. 4 out of the 5 of those teams are playoff teams, and the other one was Pittsburgh when they were on a nice little hot streak. So this is Nola has kind of been struggling as of lately as well. I'm not going after Patrick Corbin. I kind of like the over in this game, Nick.
I feel like the over is kind of the obvious play, right? Patrick Corbin got to bet the over. Let's take a look, though. Line opened up at a 275 for the Phillies, down to a 265. And line opened up at a 9 at minus 105. It's now 9 at minus 115. So we do have a 10-cent movement towards this over in this game. And we have a 10-cent line movement towards the Nationals, though. So the lines move towards Washington with Sir Patrick Corbin on the mound. 98% of tickets, 98% of the cash is on the over. The lines moving, or my bet, on the Phillies, and the lines moving towards the Nats. 83% of tickets, 81% of cash is on set over, and it's moved toward 10 cents towards the over in this one here. Patrick Corbin, 7.62 ERA, 1.62 WHIP, 8.31 strikeouts per nine, which is 20%, 2.42 walks per nine, a 3.73 BABIP, a 4.14 FIP, and a 4.04 SIERA. On the flip side, Aaron Nola, 4.55 ERA, 1.66 WHIP, 7.16 strikeouts per nine, which is 18%, 3.25 walks per nine, a 3.60 BABIP, a 5.13 FIP, and a 4.64 SIERA. The bullpen edge does go towards these. Actually, recently it's been the Nationals with the slight bullpen edge. Phillies, though, 146 WRC plus, which is number one in baseball against lefties, compared to 100, which is 18th. I have no interest in this game. There's the maintenance there because I thought they were coming soon. I have no interest in this game. It's a pass for me.
Sounds good, Nick. I think I might end up. We'll see where the rest of the card goes. I think I might end up adding the over in this game, but we'll see. Let's go back to the chat. My computer's being a little bit slow. Phillies back on track. They will bum rush Patty Corbin. I don't care if the money line is 400. I will bet them. Bet their run line. If you think they're going to steamroll them, bet the run line. Over. Phillies in a parlay. Why not parlay the Phillies and the Mets today? There you go. Corbin, 29 earned runs in the last 36 innings. Yeah, no, Patrick Corbin has been that's probably one of the worst contracts in MLB history was Patrick Corbin. Phillies team total over 6.5. Why not? Over 9.5. Yeah, I like the over a lot in this game. Philly team total over 5.5. Game over trifecta game. I can see it. Phillies for sure. And Nola has had a tough schedule. Yes, he has. I parlayed Mets and Phillies yesterday. And the Mets. Yeah, we don't talk about that game. Let's head over to this one, Nick. And I'm gonna actually real quick back out of the stream and kind of X out of stuff because it feels a little bit laggy.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, come on, they're freaking knocking out my. 1 second, guys. I apologize because they right when I was getting ready to sit back down, they knocked on my door again. But I'm back and we're ready to go. Cincinnati Reds and Kansas City Royals. Reds minus 130 favorites, total of 10 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history here between Nick Martinez and Michael Lorenzen. This line opened up at minus 125. It's now a minus 128 for the Reds. So we have a slight 3-cent line movement towards the Cincinnati Reds. This line opened up 9.5 juice towards the under. Now to 10 juice towards the under still. But it opened up 9.5 even money. It's 10 even money now. So we've had a full half-run line movement towards the over. And we have about a 3-cent line movement towards the Reds, suggesting that Michael Lorenzen's a little vulnerable in this game. We have 81% of tickets and 78% of the cash is on the over in this game. The line's moved up towards the over. And then we have 73% of tickets and 63% of the cash on the Royals or on the Reds, with the line moving slightly towards the Reds here. Not as much as you would think with the amount of money that's come in on the Reds. Only a 3-cent line movement there. Let's take a look at the pitching matchup here. I like Nick Martinez. He has been someone who has pitched well as of late. Granted, he's not going to go very far into the game because his last start, never mind. He went 7 innings of one-hit baseball last game. And I said he was going to pitch well. 7 innings, no runs, 7 innings, no runs, no walks, 1 hit, 7 strikeouts against the Milwaukee Brewers, where their offense was coming in off of, I believe, destroying the Braves. And then they hit, and then he pitches really well there. On the flip side, Michael Lorenzen, 5.03 ERA, 1.68 WHIP, 8.24 strikeouts per nine, which is 20%, 3.66 walks per nine, a 3.44 BABIP, a 5.12 FIP, and a 4.71 SIERA. The bullpen edge goes towards the Reds. The hitting edge, though, does go towards the Royals, 125 WRC plus, which is 6th, compared to 101, which is 17th. I lean Reds in this game. If I had to get involved with anything, maybe, I like Nick Martinez. I think he's more of a bet-on pitcher than people think. But do I want to bet Nick Martinez after arguably his best career start, 7 innings of 1 hit, no run baseball? No. It's another pass for me. With a lean towards the Reds. I could see them getting to Lorenzen here, and that's what the markets are kind of telling me, was that Lorenzen's kind of vulnerable. So maybe if you want to avoid what Nick Martinez might do on a potential letdown spot after his best career start, and take maybe a Reds team total over, I don't hate that. Maybe a full game over at 10, I don't hate that either. So it's leaning towards the Reds and the over for me.
All right, cool. Then we're going to have our first play of the day. Because I like the over in this game. I think Martinez has a letdown spot because, as you mentioned earlier, he was coming off of his best start of his career. Not to mention, I kind of see the Royals right now similar to what we're seeing with Red Sox games. Royals have been a heavy over team as of late. Sure, last game, they went under. They went under in a 4-1 game. Previous to that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 overs in a row, 9 out of 10. And this has been a team that's been a very high-scoring team lately. And their pitching has not been strong, but their offense has been good. Backed by probably the only player giving Aaron Judge a run for his money in the MVP race. He's not going to win, but Bobby Witt Jr. has been phenomenal.
Oh, yeah.
So if you want to grab the over and maybe some Bobby Witt props, he's been great. Did you see that one home run he hit the other day where he swung at something basically at his eye level?
No, I did not.
Crushed it. He swung at something like up here and just nuke, like a tomahawk type of swing. That guy is impressive to watch. I like the over here. I think we're going to see some offense on both sides, and I would lean towards the Royals.
I'm going to join you on this one here. I got over 9.5 at -110 over on FanDuel in this game. It's also going to be a nice, hot, humid day in Cincinnati, so the ball is going to be flying out. So I'm getting over 9.5 -110. I think they get to Lorenzen. I think Lorenzen's vulnerable on here.
There we go. Okay, sorry. I was finishing typing up that. There we go. All right. Cool. Oh boy, a lot of chat, Nick.
Yeah.
Any base props over you like? How about Bobby Witt? There you go. Take it from here, boys. By the way, Nick, did you have any players that you liked?
Not off the top of my head.
Also, we can mention in a later game, how about a player to get double digits in hit streak in Francisco Lindor? Laughs. The next game we have is White Sox and Astros. Do we now have a pitcher for one of those teams?
No, he was joking around because once you exited out, the maintenance people knocked on my door again, and I had to quickly go off for about 30 seconds.
Oh, okay.
So,
and saying that you were gone for a while.
Yeah. Gotcha. They're being funny.
Why are they scheduling during a show?
Because I was not the one that scheduled it. I was not. So
it's for the bathroom on the other side of the apartment.
No, it's for the railing on our balcony because it's wobbly.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. So no, this was I think something that we put in a maintenance report a few days ago and it just happened. They just happened to show up now.
Heard. Morning, Tim. Morning, Nick. How are you guys doing today? Doing good. I actually just placed my lunch order, so I'm happy. It's called real life. We all don't troll 24/7 because we have no life. I mean,
comment of the day right here. Comment of the day.
Because honestly, and 446, I'll tell you, we love you. But when all we see on Twitter is 446 posting constantly, and 99% of the tweets are about the Mets, even though you're not even a Mets fan. Yes, 446 has no life. He only does he just is obsessed with everything sports betting with a bunch of channels and the market. So we're not saying it's a bad thing, but we're allowed to troll you. Shout out to Razor. Royals first 5, Royals for me. Why, Matt? I'm saying you're the best. Did you guys know he deletes his tweets? Fun fact. Oh, I know. I've seen it before. I've seen him delete tweets before. Oh my. Sorry. I thought he was singing along with us. Anyways, laughing. They see all my tweets. We do. But thanks for following. Yeah, very active on X. Tell what it is. What's up, fellas? Trill OG play of the day. Astros -1.5. All 3 games versus the White Sox this weekend. I don't hate it. I definitely think that's a good option. I'm not going to talk you off of doing that.
This should be the series the Astros take a commanding lead of the division.
Oh, if Razor has evidence, I would love to see this. Spill the tea, Razor. I've been blocked by 2 NHL teams on X. Hopefully one of them is the Sabres. Any thoughts for Astros, White Sox? Astros should crush them. If the Astros don't sweep the series, it's a failed series for them. Give me spaghetti. Although if there's a game that the Astros are going to, the White Sox could win, Garrett Crochet on the mound. Focus, people. Update for you guys moving. Nick's pretty much moved into his place.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's pretty much good there now. Let's keep rolling, Nick. And I know we mentioned this game earlier, and I looked at it more, and I like the spot that you were talking about.
Yeah, by the way, they were asking for thoughts on the Astros game. I was kind of looking into it here. We'll get into it once we get into the game. I'll just say one word about it. Moo. All right, let's move on.
Really?
We have the Pittsburgh Pirates and the Seattle Mariners. The Pirates opened up as -135 favorites, and they're now down to 121. So we have a 14-cent line movement towards these Pirates. Line opened up at a 7 at -110 on both sides. It's actually now a 7 -125 to the under. So we have a 15-cent line movement towards this under. We do have 97% of tickets, 94% of cash is on the over, which is kind of keeping me off my original thoughts in this game. It's because it feels like the most obvious under, even though 97% of the people are on the over. Like, I feel like they're just seeing the numbers that low. And
now, do you know how many tickets are actually on the total?
I don't know.
Because that could be a lot of people going after a side, and then there's like, if you say 9,000 tickets on the game, it could be 300 tickets on the total. Because with those types of numbers, that's what it seems like.
And that's a fair statement there. Let's get into the but for the side, 71% of tickets, 97% of cash is on the Pirates in this game, and the line's dropping. I'm more interested. The more and more I look at this game, the more and more I'm interested in a side than a total in this spot. We have the Mariners coming in, getting swept at home in their last series. I think hitting the road will be a good thing for this Mariners team. Logan Gilbert, 3.63 ERA, 0.9 WHIP, 10.07 strikeouts per 9, which is 28%, 0.81 walks per 9, a 276 BABIP, a 2.51 FIP, and a 2.68 SIERA. On the flip side, Paul Skeens, 3.16 ERA, 1.05 WHIP, 9.12 strikeouts per 9, which is 26%, 2.45 walks per 9, a 277 BABIP, a 3.1 FIP, and a 3.61 SIERA. The bullpen edge goes towards Seattle. The hitting edge goes towards Seattle, 117 WRC plus, which is 8th, compared to 78, which is 29th. I'm kind of interested to see how these have moved a little bit here too, because I think if you like the Pirates, or if you like, that's actually the under is okay. The under is juiced to that much. Okay, and it's moved more towards the under there. That's interesting for that Seattle team total. And I mean that makes sense with the line moving towards the under here. I think if you like Seattle, or if you like the over, I would look more towards Seattle team total over in this game rather than a full game over, because I see Kirby shoving in this game, and I think the vulnerable pitcher in this game is Paul Skeens. Oh, it's Logan. Yeah, Logan Gilbert. My bad. Yeah. I said the wrong name. I read off the right stats. I just happened to say the wrong elite pitcher that the Mariners have. So for me, I'm more interested in the side and the total in this game, and I would like to bet against Paul Skeens the rest of the season. I think he's going to regress, and I will look for him to do that here. I'm interested in the Seattle Mariners here at a plus price tag. I think getting out of Seattle will be helpful for them after getting swept in 3 games that honestly they should have won 2 out of 3 in that series. They should have.
They should have won that game that they lost 15-1.
No, they should have won the last 2 games. So they had leads late in those games. The Tigers scored 2 in the bottom of the 8th in game 2. They scored 2 in the bottom of the 8th in game 3 to win those series. And I think getting away will be helpful for the Mariners. Actually, no, that was in Detroit. I apologize. That was in Detroit. Getting out of Detroit will be helpful. I mean, it's Detroit out of all cities. And they get a Pirates team coming back off of a West Coast road trip. They played 3 in LA, 3 in San Diego. And not to mention this Pirates team has lost 10 in a row. Or is it more? I feel like they won that. 10 in a row. They've lost 10 in a row, the Pirates. I think it's 11 in a row here. I'm going to take the Mariners here at plus price tag.
Can I interest you in a double up?
I don't know about the over in this game. I know we were liking the over heading into this.
You just said team total over with Seattle.
Yeah, because I could see this being 4-1 Mariners. I think Gilbert shoves.
That's fine. I think that the Seattle can possibly score enough by themselves. The total is a 6.5.
I'm seeing
Paul Sneaks. Everybody loves Paul Sneaks. NL Rookie of the Year. This is the too easy under game of the day, for sure. And I can get over 6.5 at minus 122, and we can get plus 110 on Seattle. I see this more as maybe even like a 8-5 type of game.
Really?
I think this one goes like way over this total. I think Sneak struggles today. And Seattle, I hope we see the Seattle from the Mets series, but instead of the one from their Detroit series, Seattle's going to put a beating into Sneaks today. So I like Seattle, and I like the over as a too easy under game. I'm pulling the trigger. We're doubling up on this game.
Fair. I'm on the Mariners at plus 110.
Get it? If Mr. Numbers was trolling you, would Razor? If Mr. Numbers was trolling, you would know, Mr. Razor. Trust me. Pittsburgh Pirates first 5. No, thank you. I'm going on the Quest Stapleton August 24th. Is that a country singer? Country's awful. Mariners money line. That was a horrific loss by Seattle yesterday. Javi Baez hit a home run. A guy who hasn't hit. I think he's hit like 3 home runs all year.
Something like that.
What's up, fellas? Pittsburgh first 5. Mariners full game. Yo, Fernando. Philly minus 3. I would take Philly minus 3. That's fine. Seattle on the don't bet list right now.
And the Pirates are.
And the Pirates are. What's up, Twins? Let's get this money. Let's do it. Triton's up. I love hearing Tim say Skeens.
Yeah, you keep saying it weird. Skeens.
All right,
you keep saying Sneaks. You keep saying Sneaks or
first
something.
First 5 under 2.5. You crazy if they score. First, it is. He is a country singer. I can't stand country music, but have fun. Let's do this, Nick. Another game.
Yeah, we have the Arizona Diamondbacks and the Tampa Bay Rays to pick them in this game with a total of 8 in this spot. Let's take a look at the line history here between Ryan Nelson and Ryan Pepiot. Line opened up with the Rays as minus 115 favorites. It's now minus 105 pick them on both sides. And then The total line opened up at an 8 at even money. It's now an 8 at plus 103. So a 3-cent line movement towards the under here as well. We have 52% of tickets, 90% of the cash is on the Diamondbacks. The lines move towards the Diamondbacks. So market's respecting that money there. 98% of tickets, 98% of cash is on the over. The line moving 3 cents towards the under. We have Ryan Pepiot and Ryan Nelson. We've not seen Pepiot in the last 30 days. I have no numbers on him. On the flip side, Nelson's been pretty good. 3.19 ERA, 1.03 whip, 10.45 strikeouts per 9, which is 30%, 2.61 walks per 9, a 3.01 BABIP, a 2.34 FIP, and a 3.29 SIERA. The bullpen edge goes towards Tampa Bay, but Arizona's bullpen's been much improved as of late, especially with the additions they made during the deadline. The hitting advantage is pretty significant towards the Diamondbacks, though 152 WRC plus, which is number 2 in baseball, compared to 87, which is 22nd. The markets are leaning me towards the Diamondbacks in this game. I'm not thrilled about this game, but I guess it would be Arizona or nothing. They are hitting really well right now. And the question is, do you want a full game with the way the Tampa Bay's bullpen is pitched? I don't hate the full game here because just the way that the Diamondbacks have hit, and the Diamondbacks bullpen's pretty good as well. The fact that the Diamondbacks are favored full game, but the Rays are favored full first 5 kind of tells me a little bit of something there, that they kind of see the Diamondbacks more live full game, which is interesting. Even with the way that the Rays bullpen's been lately. I would look towards the Diamondbacks in this game if I had to bet it. I'm kind of curious what type of number I'd get with it though.
I will say, Nick, I feel like this is a spot that you would kind of like to go after. The Arizona Diamondbacks just had a 6-1 homestead, and now they travel across the country to Tampa Bay. Granted, a day rest, but they just took a 6-game winning streak, and they're going out of their and leaving their own stadium.
Ooh, that's right. There's a couple spots like that today.
The only reason why I'm not betting Tampa Bay is Arizona does not lose games right now. I think they're 19-3 their last 22 games. Same with San Diego. Those two teams are kind of locked into wild card spots at this point, and they're fighting for the division. Those two teams, I really don't see them slipping. They finally reached form. Remember when everybody counted out Arizona in the beginning of the year? They were off to a rough stretch. Oh, they were without Gallen. They were without Merrill Kelly. Corbin Carroll wasn't hitting. This guy wasn't hitting. There was a bunch of stuff going on with Arizona. They couldn't figure it out. Well, they have sparked something, and they have been fantastic since the trade deadline. They've been one of the best teams since the trade deadline. And at this point, it's hard to fade them. I'm not backing Tampa Bay by any stretch of the imagination. But I'm not going to bet Arizona on the first game of a road trip.
I agree with that. That's what ultimately what's keeping me off of the Diamondbacks in this game is the travel, and then you can easily kill momentum by traveling, stuff like that. So yeah.
I love hearing Tim say anything. Weird, but okay. Over 8. I don't know if I can. I would lean more towards an under in this game. Either Seattle scoring 10 runs or 1 run. No in between. Yeah, I guess, but I don't know. Nick, who is liking you when you lose, but not liking you when you win. You never answered.
I won't call them out publicly like that.
Or can I get 7.5 at -115? If you get 7.5, that's a really nice play. Diamondbacks run line. If you're going to go after it, go get some big plus money. I'm thinking that you're saying -1.5. Did you guys know Razor's the best ever? I've never seen the man lose. No, everybody loses. Everybody loses. So, D-backs rule. Rob, I have been blocked by so many sites because I hold these cappers accountable. Earle, Higgies, Terry are the best and not snowflakes. No, it takes a lot to offend me. So, yeah, you would really have to try hard to do that. Los Serpents money line winners is 7 straight, make it 8. It's 6 straight right now. How are you? What up? There you go. People talking in the chat. Let's continue, Nick. And I had a nice little casher with them yesterday.
Yeah, let's get into it here. The Baltimore Orioles minus 180 favorites, total of 8.5. I thought I was on my way to at least getting the first 5 because it was a nice pitcher's duel until the Red Sox finally scored in the top of the 4th, just for them to give up 2 runs in the bottom of the 4th and then lose the first 5. The Orioles open up as minus 195 favorites. This is now 168. A big move towards these Red Sox here in this one. Line opened up 8.5 minus 115. It's now 8.5 minus 117. So we have a move towards the over, and we have a move towards the Red Sox, pretty significant one. It's telling me Corbin Burnes could be a little vulnerable in this game. 88% of the tickets, 92% of the cash is on the Orioles, the line moving towards the Red Sox. 87% of the tickets, 76% of the cash on the over. The line moving slightly towards the over here in this one. We have, I think Cooper Criswell was the announced pitcher now. So let me update my numbers here. It's just gonna be a bullpen game for the Red Sox because Cooper Criswell is not gonna go far into the game, and he hasn't really gone far into games. 1.98 ERA, 1.10 WHIP for Criswell though, 3.95 strikeouts per nine, which is 12%, 1.32 walks per nine, a 295 BABIP, but 2.74 FIP, and a 4.30 SIERA. On the flip side, Burnes, 3.77 ERA, 1.06 WHIP, 7.84 strikeouts per nine, which is 21%, 2.9 walks per nine, a 235 BABIP, a 3.86 FIP, and a 4.22 SIERA. The bullpen edge goes towards the Orioles. The hitting edge goes towards the Orioles, 127 WRC plus, which is 4th, compared to 122, which is 7th. I'm tempted to look at the Red Sox in this game. And more than just the Red Sox in this spot, I'm taking a decent number for this, which is actually moving towards the over as well. I'm going to just isolate this to, I think Corbin Burnes is vulnerable in this game, and that's what the market's telling me. I like the way the Red Sox are hitting as of late. 122 WRC plus, which is 7th. Against righties. Burnes, my number suggests he should be pitching. He should get a little bit of negative regression here, so I kind of agree with that. And I can get a 3.5 with the Red Sox here as a team total. I think that the Red Sox can get some runs in this game, and that's all I'm going to ask them to do. I can get minus 115 over on ESPN Bet. I think I'm going to move on the Boston Red Sox team total over 3.5 minus 115.
I'm not even gonna cap the game. I'm not even gonna break it down. I put the link to it in the chat. If anybody's interested in seeing the Baltimore Orioles everyday prop, it's up about 28 units right now, so can't complain. But I know somebody in the chat complains whenever I talk about it, so it's in the chat.
Fair.
Baltimore run line. You already know I'm on it. I bet the O's every day, blah, 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 money line and run line. I'm just doing experiment. So that's what I saw. So I just figured I'd skip it because you already know what I'm going to do. Parlay that cash between yesterday was the Baltimore Orioles and the Phillies. Why not? Maybe that might not be how about a little bit of a round robin today, Nick? You take the Philly run line. You take the Orioles run line. You take the Mets run line. And you take the Astros run line. It's not a bad option. Under. I don't know if I see an under in this one. There's that. Fascinating to see who will win this division, Yanks or O's. Right now, comes down to an end. Fade Red Sox on Fridays. Yes, I heard of that trend. They are horrible on Fridays, but they're really good on Sundays. So, love you, Tim. I'm sorry. You're good. All right, Nick. Jump into the next one, and then I think we have a cash cow in the following game.
Yeah, but before we do that, quick shout out to one of our sponsors, W Energy, a good alternative for your energy drinks and energy powders. They have ingredients in their drinks and powders that are centered to help with your focus and your concentration without all the extra additives. No sugar, no added artificial dyes or colors, and no jitters and no crash. which is nice there because we know a lot of those energy drinks out there. You feel good for the first hour or two, and then bam, you're more tired than you were before you had the drink. So be sure to check them out. And they have plenty of different options, plenty of different flavors. If you guys are just looking to dip your toe in it, just to test it out, they have a sample pack, which gives you a shaker and 3 of their sample flavors. And if you use the promo code EarleSportsBets, you can save 10% on your order there. So be sure to check out W Energy. The link to that is in the description down below.
There you go.
But we'll move into the next game here with the New York Mets and the Miami Marlins in this game. The line opened up at a 205. It's now a 240. So we have a big move towards the Mets. Line opened up at an 8.5 minus 105. It's still an 8.5 minus 105. Let's take a look at the cash flow in this one here. 91% of tickets, 79% of the cash is on the Mets. The lines move towards the Mets as a public home favorite. The total above 8, and the line they're well above the minus 180 threshold here for the cash cow play. This is cash cow material here with these New York Mets. We have Sean Manaea versus Roddery Munoz. Munoz is a oil can. 6.08 ERA, 1.48 WHIP, 7.61 strikeouts per 9, which is 19%. 3.42 walks per 9, a 290 BABIP, a 6.18 FIP, and a 4.64 SIERA. On the flip side, Sean Manaea, that's been good. 3.38 ERA, 1.28 WHIP the last 30 days, 9.79 strikeouts per 9, which is 25%. 3.71 walks per 9, a 282 BABIP, a 3.93 FIP, and a 4.10 SIERA. The bullpen edge goes towards the New York Mets. The hitting edge goes towards the New York Mets, 110 WRC plus, which is 12th compared to 104, which is 19th for these Miami Marlins. And did I go over the cash? It's 83% tickets, 89% of cash is on the over here as well, with the line not moving towards that over. This is a cash cow spot, and this is New York Mets run line in this one, which I will shop around, try to find the best number. It's going to be New York Mets minus 1.5 in the cash cow spots.
Cash cow and the Marlin fade, so we're always down for that. We've faded the Marlins 112 times now this year. This will be game number 112 of fading them. And 113, because yesterday they had a game as well, and it didn't pop up on covers. But we're just going to keep doing it every single game. Mets run line at minus 107. Cash cow spot, Marlin fade. It was always betting the Mets in this game. It was not even a game that we really capped all that much, because Marlins fade is always a Marlins fade. So
yeah, and one thing I will say, I was kind of looking at it. I was kind of looking at it this morning a little bit. Enjoy the Marlins fade this year when they lose 100 to 105 games, because looking at next year, I don't see the Marlins fade being a thing next year, because looking at their potential starting lineup,
rotation:
Sandy Alcantara, Jesus Luzardo, Braxton Garrett, Yuri Perez. Their 5-starter, they have 6 different options. Meyer, Weathers, Cabrera, Snelling, Major, or Thomas White, which Thomas White will probably be up more towards the July-August time next year. He's pitching well in AA right now. And so is Snelling. Like, this Marlins pitching staff next year, it's not going to be a fade. And I think that they have the potential to be Seattle Mariners light next year, where they have one of the best rotations in baseball, and their offense is going to be the big question mark. So that's something I was looking at there.
There you go. I love these commercials. You guys have come a long way. Yeah. Mets, yes. How about the Mets dancing and laughing? Okay, we're just going to skip you. Dog of the day, Marlins. Have fun. How about on the camp day, the Mets bring in Hawk 2? Who cares? Can we just
I do not care who throws the first pitch unless it's Grimace.
Okay. Who gives a fuck? Let's be honest. Who cares? Who throws out a first pitch besides Grimace? It does not matter. It will never matter. Sure, they did whatever for publicity and having fun with it. It does not matter at the end of the day who throws out the first pitch. So the fact that you are so obsessed with it is kind of weird. So
concerning.
Stubbornness. Yeah, I know. Marlins got players who can make contact on the bat.
Yeah.
They do.
Next year they'll be a better baseball team
when they actually have a starting rotation. Yeah, that's why we faded them all out this year. We're like, okay, they have no pitching, and we were right.
Yep. We were right in the grand scheme of things, and people are just trying to poke the very minuscule times we're wrong. That's the way it is. Line open, we have the Texas Rangers and the Minnesota Twins, though. -125 for the Texas Rangers, total of 8.5. Line open up at -105. It's now -117 for these Texas Rangers. Line open up at an 8.5, -125. It's now an 8.5 to +102. So we have a big move towards the under here as well. Let's take a look at the cash flow, where we have 41% of tickets and 55% of cash on the Twins. The line's moving towards the Rangers, though, which is confusing. 98% of tickets and 97% of the cash is on the over, with the line dramatically moving towards the under. Simeon Woods Richardson taking on the Heen Dog, Andrew Heaney. Woods Richardson, a 4.87 ERA, 1.33 whip, 8.85 strikeouts per nine, which is 23%, 3.1 walks per nine, a 3.04 BABIP, a 4.16 FIP, and a 4.11 SIERA. On the flip side, Andrew Heaney, 5.04 ERA, 1.16 whip, 6.48 strikeouts per nine, which is 17%, 2.88 walks per nine, a 2.47 BABIP, a 3.86 FIP, and a 5.01 SIERA. The bullpen edge going towards the Twins. The hitting edge slightly goes towards the Rangers in this spot, 86 WRC plus, which is 24th versus righties, compared to the Twins, who are struggling against lefties, 82 WRC plus, which is 24th against lefties. Interesting to see the line move towards the Rangers in this spot. Is one thing I kind of caught my attention. I lead Rangers if I had to bet anything in this game, maybe a Rangers first five. Seeing I don't really trust their bullpen. I really don't have too much of an interest in this game, though. Maybe go back to the first five under, full game under type of thing there. But once again, I don't trust I trust the Twins bullpen. I'm not a huge fan of this Rangers bullpen. I think I think my favorite look in this game would probably be Rangers first five. Not what I'm getting to, though.
I mean, isn't it poetic how the team that won the World Series last year is 10 games under 500 and pretty much out of it already?
It's almost like somebody told you preseason they weren't going to make the playoffs.
Yep, I was on that too. I would go more towards Minnesota in this game. This is a Texas team that's been awful as of late. They lost yesterday. They've lost 4 out of 5 and 7 out of 9. This has just been a team that's been struggling. Minnesota's been solid enough. The only reason why I'm going to kind of stay off of this one, the line on this game. Like, I would kind of more expect Minnesota to be favorited. So if you're going to go after this one, if you want to grab Minnesota, fine. If you want to grab Texas, grab the run line, because it's not going to be a one-run game. It's either Minnesota's going to win this game or Texas is going to win by like 6 or 7. That's kind of the feel I have on this game.
This market tells me he pitches well.
Yeah. So I'm going to stay off this game. We do have a decent amount of action today.
Yeah.
I don't care. It does not matter. Twins money line with the under. It wasn't Joe. Who cared? Justin Bieber's.
Are we really talking about a first pitch that had no impact on a baseball game?
Apparently. Twins. No clue how Heaney is a favorite, but I bet the Twins last night. Rangers are cooked. They've been cooked. So cash cow.
Yeah, I want to go back and look at one more thing on that last game. The fact that Rangers are first five in the first 5 are -130. I want to move on that Rangers first 5, and I think I will after we break down this Astros game. Let's get into it though. Houston Astros and the Chicago White Sox. Astros -210 favorites with a total of 8 in the spot. Let's take a look. We're starting to see some 7.5s. Line opened up at a 180. It's up to a 260 now for these Houston Astros. Line opened up at an 8.5 -105. It's now down to an 8 and -125 to the under. So we're probably seeing some 7.5s. I'd pump the brakes on the couch cow in this spot. I think we're going to see 7.5s in this game. And if we see 7.5s, it's not a cash cow. 91% of tickets, 70% of the cash is on the Astros. The line's moving heavily towards them. 98% of tickets, 98% of the cash is on the over here as well. Also, this line moving so much. I can only imagine what this run line is now. It's -120 for a run line, which Sure, I think the Astros take care of business in this game. They absolutely should. And I think Garrett Crochet is a bet against pitcher. So even though, like, and with everything here, I still might move on the Astros run line regardless because I think Garrett Crochet is a bet against pitcher going forward. And we've seen that a little bit as of late. 8.78 ERA, 2.03 whip the last 30 days. 11.48 strikeouts per nine, which is 25%, but a 4.73 walks per nine, a 368 BABIP, 805 FIP, and a 4.12 CR. He's been bad. Straight up bad. Eric Getty has been unbelievable. 3.6 ERA, 0.96 whip, so 3.6 is still a good ERA. 12.96 strikeouts per nine, which is 37%, 2.16 walks per nine, a 275 BABIP, a 3.1 FIP, and a 2.64 CR. I told you guys, when Arrighetti got off to that bad start, I said give him time. He's going to develop, and he's going to be just fine. And I said the same thing with Hunter Brown as well. And I believe within the last 60 games or something along those lines, the Houston Astros have the best starting pitching ERA in baseball. They've given up the least amount of runs. So everyone that likes to say how the Astros, their starting pitching is the biggest question mark. It's been one of the best in baseball. The bullpen edge goes towards the Astros. The hitting edge goes towards the Astros. 104 WRC plus, which is 16th, compared to 75, which is dead last for the Chicago White Sox here. I'll move on the run line here in this spot. Minus 120 over on ESPN. Bet Houston Astros run line for me.
Yeah, you mentioned cash cow earlier. I put it up earlier. So I was kind of getting worried when you said, "Oh no, it might not be a cash cow."
Your internet's cutting in and out.
Can you still hear me? We good now?
Barely. No.
Okay. Cash cow, but I'll restart.
Fair. Yeah. Astros run line for me minus 120. 120 Astros run line. Let's get back over to the chat here. Did you guys cap the Yankee game yet? We don't have a pitcher. I do not have a pitcher for Detroit yet, so I don't know. Astros run line. Bang, bang, Strogang. Yeah. Astros home. Listen to the banging of trash cans. How can they lose? All right. You just sound like a salty Yankee fan that still hasn't gone over that from 2017. That was 7 years ago, dude. Imagine if the Astros have the balls to cheat against the White Sox. Right now. Spencer over strikeouts, yeah. Arrighetti under 1.5 earned runs, plus 110. He's covered this in 4 of the last 5 at home. He's been awesome. Arrighetti's been awesome. So yeah, I'm all aboard that. And I will be on the Houston Astros on the run line in that game as well. Cleveland Guardians though, and the Milwaukee Brewers. This is a fun one here. Aaron Savali, Gavin Williams. Line opened up with the Brewers as minus 117 favorites. Now the Guardians are minus 107. Line opened up at an 8 at minus 120. It's now an 8 at minus 115. Slight move towards the under and a big move towards these Guardians with 48% of tickets and 84% cash on the Brewers. And the market's showing no respect towards that sharp money as the Guardians have gone from dog to favorite, even though they're 84% of the cash on these Milwaukee Brewers. And then we have 97% of tickets, 96% of cash on the over. I think Gavin Williams shoves in this matchup, and Gavin's been much better as of late, and his advanced analytics suggest he's only going to get better. 4.74 ERA, 1.34 whip, 12.04 strikeouts per nine, which is 30%, 2.55 walks per nine, a 354 BABIP, a 3.18 FIP, and a 3.14 CR. On the flip side, Savali, 5.4 ERA, 1.45 whip, 6.75 strikeouts per nine, which is 17%, 3.15 walks per nine, a 300 BABIP, a 5.48 FIP, and a 4.80 Sierra. The bullpen edge does go towards Cleveland. The hitting edge goes towards Milwaukee, 111 WRC plus, which is 11th, compared to 80, which is 28th. We have also the Brewers coming in off of a Dodgers series, which they split 2-2. I was kind of impressed with how the Brewers bounced back after the first 2 losses against the Dodgers, and they beat them the last 2 games. Now, they've used Devin Williams the last 2 games. So he most likely will not be available if they do have a lead late in this game. And the Guardians are, I believe, 62-0 or 63-0, whatever, when they lead after 8 innings. This year, Emmanuel Clase is an absolute cheat code. I'm interested in the Cleveland Guardians in this game. I'm very interested in Cleveland, and I think I want to move on Cleveland in this spot. And I want to see where's the best available number in this game. Yeah, minus 110s I'm seeing across the board. So I'm probably going to move on Cleveland here in this spot. Once Tim gets back here, I'll be able to go and bet it. Welcome back, Tim. Cleveland, Milwaukee. I like the Guardians, and I like Gavin Williams to shove in this game. What's your thoughts here?
I'm on the same boat, and it's more of I think it's a kind of a bad spot for Milwaukee coming off of a series against the Dodgers. And it's our boy Gavin. I'm down for a Cleveland play here. Obviously, these are two teams that I've been making a little bit of money off of this year because Cleveland's been one of those teams that I've been backing, and they've been still winning games when they're kind of the team that says F you to the market. And they're on a nice little 5 winning streak, sweeping the Cubbies. So I'm right there with you. I'm going to take the Guardians here. Gavin Williams is going to start pitching better. He's already started to look a little bit better. And I just think it's a bad spot for Milwaukee.
Yep. I got Cleveland at minus 110 over on FanDuel. Let's see where this line is real quick so
I got minus 108.
Yeah, minus 108.
Where did you leave off?
There.
Stroh's minus 190. Come on, dude. Nathan, you know the deal here. We're professional bettors. We don't lay minus 190s. Brewers money line. No, I'm on the opposite side. Once you cheat, you always cheat. Tainted for life. Sorry, Earle. Even though most of that team is not the same team, but whatever you want to say. Brant Hunter is pitching for the Tigers. Who?
I've never heard of that guy, and I don't have lines on that game.
Easy enough. Leaning Guardians. Brewers play of the day. No. Can't trust Bruins first day on a road trip. It's in Milwaukee. It's in Milwaukee. Brewers first 5. You trust them. Savali is hittable. Love Cleveland team total over. Yeah. Not to mention, he pitched for Tampa. Never mind. Fernando, you're from Milwaukee. I don't think he is. We got 2 games left, Nick, and I don't think I'm going to get involved in either one of them. I think I might be done with today's card.
This one's interesting though, because you were mentioning earlier with the Diamondbacks, you have a team on a long winning streak, hitting the road. We have the same thing here with the San Diego Padres.
Yeah,
and we have our GOAT on the mound in Cal Quantrill. Line opened up at a minus 175. It's down to a 162. So we have a move towards these Colorado Rockies. Line opened up at 11 at minus 115. It's down at 11 at minus 125. So we do have a move towards this over here as well, with 57% of tickets, 67% of cash on the over in this spot. Ooh, intrigue. 18% of tickets and 33% of cash is on the Rockies, and the line moving slightly towards them here as well. Matt Waldron's been really good. Not really good. His ERA is a little high, but his advanced analytics are pretty good. 5.19 ERA, 1.12 WHIP, 9.35 strikeouts per 9, which is 25%. 2.42 walks per 9, a 277 BABIP, a 4.25 FIP, and a 3.69 SIERA. On the flip side, Cal Quantrill, 6.75 ERA, 1.70 WHIP, 6.3 strikeouts per 9, which is 15%. 4.05 walks per 9, a 333 BABIP, a 5.53 FIP, and a 5.34 SIERA. The bullpen edge goes towards the Padres. The hitting edge goes towards the Padres, 126 WRC plus, which is 5th, compared to 97, which is 19th. Now, Waldron's been struggling a little bit as of late. Is Colorado the best spot for him to bounce back? I think the answer is pretty simply no. We have a Padres team that has been playing amazing as of late. I love to see it with my 16-1 ticket, my 35-1 ticket. However, I don't think this is a good Padres spot. And I think I think Quantrill could get hit too in this game. And the way I would like to approach this game is a little bit of a double up. Colorado team total over and a full game over is kind of the way I would like to approach this game. And I can get over 11 over on Bet365. Let me take a look there. A minus 125 range. And I can get or I can get 11.5 minus 110. I'm trying to figure out how I want to approach this game because I want to double up on this game, and it's gonna be two out of these three plays. Colorado first 5, Colorado team total over, the full game over. I think I want to go team total over, full game over in this game. So I want to shop around, try to find the best available numbers, things like that. But yeah, I think I'm going to try to grab this overs. I think the 2 overs there for me.
I kind of agree with one of the statements you made. This is a similar game to the Diamondbacks game, and when it comes to that, I don't want to be backing the San Diego Padres today. Leaving after a really good homestand. Well, although they were not on it was only a 3-game homestand. They were only home for 3 games. So I guess it's not quite as similar, but they did sweep Pittsburgh. And they granted, look at who they've played the last 4 series. Took 2 out of 3 from Colorado, swept Pittsburgh, took 2 out of 3 from Miami, swept Pittsburgh. Yeah. So obviously back to Colorado, which is not a difficult team to play against. It's a lean towards San Diego, but nothing. I don't want to get involved in it with because I have not really been on the winning streak as much, and when it comes to it, it's kind of difficult to try to get involved in something that I have not been involved in. So I'm going to stay away from this one.
Yeah, I'm okay. I've placed my bets on this one here. Colorado Rockies team total over 4.5 minus 110, or minus 120 Fanatics, and full game over 11.5 minus 115 Fanatics.
There you go. Fernando's from New York. Oh shit, you're right. Yeah, they are in Milwaukee today. Rockies money line, Padres. Okay. San Diego run line. What do you think about Robert Downey Jr. playing Dr. Doom in the new Avengers film? This is ridiculous. He's Iron Man.
I don't care.
I didn't look at it. I didn't know that, so I have no opinion. This line has really moved down this Harnick. Because I was seeing minus 150s last night.
Yeah. Let's get into it here. The LA Angels and the Atlanta Braves, minus 135 for the Braves, total of 8 in this game. Spencer Schwellenbach taking on Jose Soriano. Line opened up at a 145. It's actually up to a 155. This did get down to a 134 this morning when I typed it up, and since then it's moved 21 cents back to the Atlanta Braves. Line opened up in an 8.5 minus 120. It's now an 8 at minus 110. So we do have a move towards the under here as well. 82% of the tickets and 96% of the cash is on the Braves. The line's moved towards them. And 97% of the tickets and 97% of the cash is on the over, and the line's dropped. Schwellenbach's been really good. 3.12 ERA, 0.88 whip, 12.48 strikeouts, 4.6 strikeouts per 9, which is 36%. 0.69 walks per 9, a 281 BABIP, a 3.14 FIP, and a 2.13 Sierra. On the flip side, Soriano's been good too. 2.01 ERA, 1.12 whip, 8.06 strikeouts per 9, which is 22%. 3.22 walks per 9, a 270 BABIP, a 2.6 FIP, and a 3.76 Sierra. The bullpen edge goes towards the Braves. The hitting edge goes towards the Braves. 104 WRC plus, which is 15th, compared to 83, which is 26. Are the Braves the rightful favorites? Yeah. Am I going to be betting them? No. It's a pass for me here in this game. And I think I'm pretty good with my card at the moment. I still got to add the Cardinals money line. I'm waiting for the pitcher to be announced, which I think is going to be Tyler Glass now. So I think I'm going to be getting a decent number on the Cardinals here as my last play of the day. But other than that, this is a pass for me.
I'm cool with having my card here too. not going to get involved. If the line was still like minus 130 or whatever for Atlanta, you could look towards the Angels. Not enough for me to want to go after it in this one. I'm going to end my card out with a pass. I know a little bit of a boring, but hey, I'll take having 6 plays in the MLB today. I'm all right with that.
Sure.
But Nick, go ahead to the last part, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, if you guys are looking to get tickets to any sporting events, concerts, or any other events, be sure to head over to SeatGeek. They are a ticket seller that will list ticket offers from on a system of red to green, red being the worst value tickets and green being the best value tickets. You look for value in your sports bets, look for value in your ticket buying as well with SeatGeek's systems there. And you can use the promo code ESB on your first purchase over on SeatGeek and save $20 off your first one there. So be sure to head over to SeatGeek for all of your ticketing needs.
Right on. Let's head back to the chat, and then we'll do recap and all that stuff. I thought you guys were Marvel fans. Yes, but I had not seen that yet. And I mean, I'm not that big into Marvel. I like Groot. Groot's the best Marvel character. Halo's Moneyline, Braves. Since Hunter is the pitcher for the Tigers, could we talk about it a little? Who's Hunter? It's Garrett Cole. Are we really wanting to lay minus 190 with the Yankees on the road? I'm not touching the Tigers, but
that game would have been probably a pass for me anyway because I don't know what to expect from Hunter.
If Hunter's making his first start or whatever, no, I'm not interested. Jose over K's. Bet Braves to win the series. Angels have 2 stiff pitchers. We got Sale. Lock. It's a lock for the Braves to win the series. Heard. But that is all of the games for today. Let's do a quick recap and pay some bills before we head on out. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, share. Do all the good stuff with the show support. Check out all links in the description below. YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. All of them linked down below. If you guys are interested in becoming a member of the YouTube channel, $5.99 a month, 16 cents a day. That's where you get all the plays that we put up on the picksandparleys.net website. There are 6 in the MLB today, 1 in the CFL, 1 in the WNBA, and 1 in the EPL soccer back today. And there's going to be a full EPL card tomorrow. So excited for that to come back. And I feel like, real quick with soccer, I feel like soccer is one of the more easier sports for me to cap because there's zero bias. I don't care how the teams do. I don't care about the teams, all of its numbers. So I kind of like soccer coming back. I had a really good EPL season last season. MLS was good for me. So I'm excited for soccer to come back. But all that is over there. And then, let's go ahead and do a recap for today. I like the over in the Royals game. The way too easy under game is Seattle and Pittsburgh. So we're taking the over. And we're taking Seattle. Orioles as normal. Click that on accident. Mets run line for the cash cow. Astros run line for a cash cow. And the Guardians for me. Nick?
Yeah. Toronto Blue Jays first 5 plus 105 to get my day started. Kansas City, Cincinnati over 9.5. Seattle Mariners plus 110. Boston Red Sox team total over 3.5 minus 115. New York Mets run line minus 110. Houston Astros run line minus 120. Cleveland Guardians minus 110. St. Louis Cardinals plus 115. Colorado Rockies team total over 4.5 minus 120. Colorado San Diego over 11.5 minus 110.
There you go. That's going to do it for this edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. We'll be back again with another one tomorrow. Peace out, guys.